Have you ever wondered what hidden talents are buried within the people you pass by every day? What if the waitress serving your table was actually a musical prodigy whose talent could leave even the wealthiest of audiences speechless? This is the incredible story of May, a young woman whose gift for music was buried beneath years of hardship and sacrifice. But one fateful night, her hidden talent would be revealed in the most unexpected of ways. Before we dive into this breathtaking journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming and inspirational stories just like this one. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Now, let's get into the story. In the bustling evening hours at La Cascade, one of Manhattan's most exclusive and upscale restaurants frequented by the city's elite, the atmosphere exuded both power and sophistication. Nestled just blocks away from Central Park and Fifth Avenue's luxury boutiques, the restaurant was a favorite among socialites, celebrities, and business magnates seeking privacy and perfection. Conversations between patrons carried a certain arrogant ease. Billionaires discussing their latest investments over $500 bottles of wine, socialites boasting about their invitations to exclusive art galas, and celebrities shrouded in the aura of fame. Their laughter was polished, their complaints petty yet voiced with an authority that made them feel grand. This was a world where a simple dinner was a performance of status, and even the slightest mistake from a server could spark mockery or dismissal. In this extravagant setting, May's humble position as a waitress only highlighted the gaping chasm between her and the glamorous patrons she served. The soft, melodic strains of a live violinist played in the corner, mingling with the steady clinking of crystal glasses and the rhythmic patter of designer heels against polished marble floors. Chandeliers, dripping with sparkling crystal, reflected golden hues across the elegant decor, enhancing the grandiose ambience. It was a place where wealth met refinement, where reputations were made and broken over gourmet dishes served with impeccable precision. Among the staff moving swiftly between tables was May, a graceful young woman in her mid-20s. Her long, silky black hair was meticulously tied back into a professional bun, accentuating her sharp, determined features. Despite the exhaustion etched subtly into her eyes, May carried herself with a dignity that belied the fatigue of working 2 shifts back-to-back. Her dedication to her work was unwavering, driven by necessity rather than passion. Every graceful movement, every polite smile, was a testament to her resilience. Beneath her calm exterior, however, was the crushing weight of responsibility. May bore the financial strain of caring for her ailing grandmother and the mounting medical expenses of her younger sister, whose condition only seemed to worsen with each passing month. Memories of her sister's laughter filled her mind, bright and pure even on days when pain kept her confined to bed. And her grandmother, with her warm smile and gentle hands, had always been May's pillar of strength, whispering words of encouragement even when life seemed unbearably cruel. The thought of failing them was something May couldn't bear. The stakes were high, and failure was a luxury she could not afford. Table 14 needs more wine, her coworker whispered urgently as they passed each other, a hint of sympathy flickering in her gaze. May nodded, her feet already shifting course toward the wine cellar. The path was a familiar one, a route she had memorized through countless evenings of relentless service. Serving table 14 meant facing Vincent Carter, a notoriously demanding tech mogul who had built his empire through ruthless ambition and a perfectionist eye. His reputation for impossible standards was well known among the restaurant staff. Tonight, however, Vincent's demeanor was particularly tense. He was hosting a group of high-profile investors, men and women whose influence could make or break his latest venture. The pressure to impress was palpable, and his irritability bled into every interaction, sharpening his words and twisting his smile into something predatory. For May, dealing with Vincent Carter was a test of patience and endurance, but one she had learned to navigate with practiced composure. "Ah, there you are," Vincent drawled as May approached, his voice carrying the tone of someone accustomed to instant service. I was beginning to think we'd been forgotten. His words oozed arrogance, making his guests shift uncomfortably. My apologies, sir. Would you like to taste it first? May asked with calm professionalism, her voice softened by an accent she had spent years perfecting. She poured the wine with steady hands, ignoring the condescending stare Vincent fixed on her. You handle yourself well, he commented, swirling the wine in his glass. I'm hosting a charity gala at my estate next weekend. High-profile guests. If you can handle yourself there, I'll pay you triple what you earn here in a night. His offer, though wrapped in disdain, was a lifeline May couldn't refuse. The money would help cover her sister's next round of treatment and her grandmother's medications, expenses that felt insurmountable under the crushing weight of the American healthcare system. May had spent years battling with medical bills, insurance claims, and the never-ending stress of trying to afford proper care for her loved ones in a country where healthcare was a privilege rather than a right. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Carter, she replied, her voice steady but her mind already questioning if this would be a mistake. The following weekend, May arrived at Vincent's lavish estate, a towering structure of glass and stone framed by manicured gardens. Despite her nerves, May composed herself, her serving uniform perfectly pressed. The mansion's interior was a vision of luxury, but her eyes caught on a grand piano placed elegantly in the living room. A Steinway Model D, the same type she had once dreamed of playing on prestigious stages. Don't even think about touching it. Vincent's voice cut through her thoughts, his smirk evident. That's a $500,000 instrument. We have a professional pianist arriving later. His tone was dismissive, but May's gaze lingered on the piano. It had been 10 years since she last played. The evening unfolded in a blur of serving trays, polite conversations, and a relentless hum of the wealthy flaunting their riches. But then, chaos ensued. The pianist had canceled last minute, leaving the grand room devoid of music. Vincent's temper flared, his frustration aimed at anyone nearby. You, he snapped, pointing at May. You've been eyeing that piano all night. Think you can do better than serving drinks? His voice boomed, amusement laced with cruelty. The guests turned to watch, some already stifling laughter at the idea of a mere waitress embarrassing herself. May hesitated, every rational part of her screaming to refuse. But her grandmother's words echoed in her mind. Sometimes pride must bow to necessity. With shaky hands, she approached the piano. Her fingers trembled as they touched the cool, ivory keys, a familiar sensation awakening within her. She began to play Chopin's Nocturne No. 20 in C-sharp minor, her fingers uncertain at first, then growing more confident as the music flowed. The room fell silent. The melody swelled, each note dripping with emotion, memories, and longing. May's years of suppressed passion poured into the keys, her skill undeniable. Vincent's smug expression faded into one of genuine astonishment. This was no bumbling attempt at entertaining guests. This was artistry. As the final note resonated and faded into the air, the room erupted in applause. Not polite, reserved clapping, but heartfelt, enthusiastic praise. People crowded around May, complimenting her skill, offering opportunities, and asking about her story. They spoke with amazement about the beauty of her performance, some wiping tears from their eyes, while others eagerly expressed admiration for her rare talent. A distinguished-looking gentleman introduced himself as the director of the city's orchestra. You've been given a gift, he told her kindly, his eyes sparkling with genuine interest. If you're interested, we have a community program for teaching music to underprivileged children. The salary isn't much, but the opportunity is priceless. You could inspire those who need music the most. Another woman, a trustee of the Manhattan Music Academy, handed May her card with a warm smile. You should be playing for the world, not just serving it, she insisted. Your potential deserves to be nurtured, and we can help you achieve that. Even Vincent, now humbled, looked at her with a mixture of embarrassment and sincerity. I judged you without knowing anything about you, he admitted, his voice soft and genuine. Your talent deserves to be seen. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. His words held a weight of apology, that May hadn't expected. May accepted the offers, her heart swelling with hope and determination. But the path forward was not as easy as she hoped. The first few weeks of teaching were fraught with self-doubt and unexpected challenges. May questioned her ability to be a good teacher, feeling inadequate whenever a child struggled to understand her instructions. Some days, she left the community center feeling more exhausted than fulfilled, her confidence eroded by her own harsh inner critic. However, small successes began to surface. A shy boy with trembling fingers managed to play his first simple melody after days of encouragement. A teenage girl who had refused to speak at all slowly began opening up, expressing herself through music rather than words. Each victory, no matter how small, helped May rebuild her confidence. She learned to embrace her own imperfections and understand that growth, for both her and her students, was a gradual process. The journey was difficult, but every time she watched her students smile with pride after a successful performance or saw their eyes light up when they mastered a new piece, she felt her own resilience growing stronger. For the first time, May realized that teaching was not merely a way to reclaim her passion for music. It was an entirely new purpose that fulfilled her in ways she had never expected. Her journey back to music would be long and difficult, filled with hard work and dedication. But she was ready to reclaim the dreams she once believed were lost forever. The kindness of strangers and the humility of those who once underestimated her had given her something even more valuable than opportunity. It had given her hope. May accepted the offers given to her. The community program became her new purpose, a chance to share her love for music with children who reminded her of herself, eager, talented, but without the means to pursue their dreams. The process was not easy. She had to carefully balance her teaching schedule, personal practice, and work shifts at the restaurant. But May found strength in the joy of her students and their excitement every time they mastered a new melody. True to his word, Vincent took immediate action to help May achieve her dreams. He spoke with the restaurant owner, arranging a more flexible work schedule that allowed her ample time to practice and teach. He even offered to sponsor May's performances should she wish to return to the stage. But his most surprising gesture came in the form of a scholarship fund he established for underprivileged young musicians. Modeled after well-known American charity programs like the Juilliard School's Outreach Initiatives or the Harmony Project. By creating a nonprofit organization aimed at providing musical education and mentorship to disadvantaged youth, Vincent hoped to make a lasting impact beyond mere financial aid. It was a genuine attempt to atone for his previous arrogance and to offer others the opportunities May had once been denied. A genuine attempt to atone for his previous arrogance and to support talents like May who needed guidance and opportunity. Their interactions, once marked by condescension and formality, gradually transformed into a friendship built on mutual respect. Vincent often visited the community center to observe May's classes, impressed by her dedication and the way her students' faces lit up during her lessons. Their conversations grew longer, ranging from music to life's challenges, and Vincent even admitted to May that his brash attitude was rooted in his own struggles to prove himself in a competitive world. For May, the journey back to music was more than just reclaiming her talent. It was about rebuilding herself, discovering strength she never knew she had, and helping others do the same. The once harsh memory of Vincent's taunt now felt like a distant echo, replaced by a connection neither of them could have foreseen. May became a beloved music teacher at the community center, where her classes grew in size and enthusiasm. The program quickly expanded to serve not only underprivileged children, but also immigrant families and low-income communities throughout New York City. May tailored her teaching approach to accommodate students of different cultural backgrounds, recognizing that music could be a unifying force that transcended language barriers and economic hardships. What began as a modest program for underprivileged children quickly blossomed into a thriving musical haven, attracting students from all walks of life. May poured her soul into teaching, finding a unique joy in helping others discover their musical voices and express emotions they could not put into words. Her dedication, and patience earned her admiration from parents, fellow instructors, and even professional musicians who visited the center. But among all her students, there was one child who stood out to her. Aiden, a 10-year-old boy from a low-income immigrant family who had been shy and withdrawn since the death of his mother. His father worked multiple jobs to support them, leaving Aiden often alone and isolated. Music became his only solace, but until he met May, he had never been given a real chance to learn. May took him under her wing, patiently teaching him not only the basics of piano, but also how to channel his emotions into melodies. At first, his progress was slow and filled with frustration. But May's encouragement, along with her genuine belief in his potential, gradually broke down the walls Aiden had built around himself. His first recital performance was a simple piece, but the pride in his eyes was undeniable. For May, witnessing his transformation was more fulfilling than any standing ovation she could receive. Vincent continued his support, contributing funds to expand the program and helping May organize small concerts for her students to showcase their progress. His interest grew beyond mere obligation. He seemed genuinely fascinated by the way May inspired hope and creativity in those around her. As May's own talent continued to flourish, she received invitations to perform on prestigious stages once more. Although the thought of returning to the spotlight was daunting, May felt ready. She accepted a few of these offers, each time remembering the little girl she once was, dreaming of making music that could touch hearts. And while the applause was gratifying, her greatest pride remained in her students' achievements. Through her teaching, May discovered something profound. That true fulfillment came not just from her own success, but from uplifting others and giving them the courage to pursue their dreams. What she had once considered a broken dream was now a thriving passion, made even richer by sharing it with others and seeing the light it brought to their lives. May's journey became a source of inspiration for countless others struggling with their own dreams. Her story spread, featured in local newspapers and online platforms, highlighting her resilience and the power of giving back. People from all over the country reached out to her, sharing their own stories of economic hardship, cultural expectations, and personal loss. May often found herself sitting at her modest kitchen table late at night, reading heartfelt letters and emails from strangers. One message came from a young woman in California who had given up her dream of becoming a painter due to financial struggles. Another was from a single mother in Chicago who had rediscovered her passion for singing after watching May's story. The most touching was a letter from a retired music teacher in Ohio, who thanked May for reigniting her desire to teach after years of feeling forgotten. Each letter was a testament to the impact May's journey had made, reminding her that the power of her music extended far beyond the piano keys. May's determination to pursue her passion despite overwhelming obstacles resonated deeply with audiences who had faced similar struggles. She was invited to speak at charity events, music programs, and even schools where students looked up to her as a testament to perseverance and hope. The community center continued to grow, offering scholarships and mentorship to children who otherwise would never have had the opportunity to explore their musical gifts. For May, the most gratifying part was knowing that her work had not only revived her own dreams, but had sparked hope and determination in others to pursue their own paths, no matter how difficult the journey might be. And through it all, May never forgot the people who had inspired her to return to music in the first place: her family. Her grandmother, now able to afford proper medical care thanks to May's hard work, often came to her small performances at the community center, her eyes glistening with pride as she watched her granddaughter play once more. May's sister, healthier and stronger, had taken up playing the violin, their shared practice sessions becoming moments of healing and bonding that neither had experienced for years. Music had given May a new life, but it had also mended the broken pieces of her old one. And as she continued to teach, to perform, and to inspire others, she knew that her journey was far from over. Because now, for the first time in her life, May was not only playing for herself, but for everyone who believed in her, and for the family who had always been her greatest source of strength. Lesson learned: The lesson from this story is that talent and passion can never truly be silenced, no matter how deeply they are buried by life struggles. May's journey shows us that even when dreams seem lost, they can be reignited through perseverance, kindness, and the courage to embrace new opportunities. Her story is a testament to the idea that sometimes life's most beautiful melodies are created from the hardest notes. Meaningful message. This story carries a powerful message about resilience, humility, and the transformative power of music and kindness. It reminds us that everyone carries their own burdens and dreams, even those who seem invisible to the world. May's experience teaches us that true success is not just about personal achievement, but also about lifting others up and inspiring them to pursue their passions. Personal perspective. From my perspective, May's story is both inspiring and eye-opening. It illustrates how a single moment of courage can change the course of a person's life. Her resilience in the face of hardship and her willingness to share her talent with others make her journey not only remarkable, but deeply touching. May's transformation from struggling waitress to a beloved teacher and musician proves that when you follow your passion and help others along the way, you can create something far greater than your own success. You can create hope. Call to action. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more heartwarming and inspiring tales like this one, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel, Story Precious. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Your support means the world to us.